Hi, everybody. Welcome. I got a few questions, a few emails after the video that I posted a few days ago, which is great. I love questions. I love that you're reaching out. I love that you're thinking about these things. But the question was about holding space and how do you actually tune in to do that, especially if this is new for you. I've done a few videos and things on, my social channels and things and spoken about holding space. And then in my online studio, we talk about holding space. And with private clients, we talk about holding space. So this holding space theme, especially right now, has been very moving and very big for me. And so these questions are coming in from all of those different aspects, just to be really clear about what we're talking about today. Some of the things that I've posted, I've talked about that there's a different frequency going on, that there's change in vibration, which I think we're very much aware of. And so when there are big changes in vibration, when the frequency changes, it means that we have to tune in differently as well. That what we may have been, our frequency may have tuned into before, may be a little higher. And it means we have to go a little bit higher, or we are changing frequencies in a way that lead us in a different direction and then holding space. And so that's what I want to discuss today. I realize that it is a bigger topic, but I love that you're thinking. I love that you're asking questions, and I think they're really, really good questions. So, hello, everybody. I'm Maria Furlano. Welcome to the Art of Tuning In. So, the question about frequency, holding space. This is really simple. The answer is really simple. Doing it may be simple or not, but what you want to do when you allow yourself to tune in is to find where is the frequency of love and hold it and support it. That's all. But if you're wondering, well, but how do I find that frequency and where do I go and is it complicated? And it's not complicated once you feel it in your body. Once you do it, you create this vibrational memory for yourself, this frequency that you're used to tapping into. And you can feel your entire vibration shift, your whole vibration shift inside your body, and you know when it's right. So if you're used to doing that, then you know I'm going to find the frequency of love and I'm going to tap into that frequency and I'm going to hold that frequency and I'm going to love that frequency and I'm going to support that frequency. That's what is called holding sacred space. In the last video that I posted a few days ago, when I talked about holding sacred space, and I directed that video more towards people who were more quiet, who were the people maybe working behind the scenes. I had said that we have people in our world who are out there, who are raising their voices, who are speaking up for things, and that they are so important. But then we have other people, like myself, and maybe you too, who are not those speaking out people, who are not making their voices heard in that kind of a way. And we are holding space more quietly, but we are holding power just as they are holding their power. And that we need each other because we have the yin and the yang, the balance, the internal and the power, and the more active outward power. We have those and we need to support each other, and that without each other, we both falter, both energies falter. And so when we talk about holding sacred space, and I would, of course, completely always encourage people who are speaking out a lot, who are the active ones, that they always hold sacred space, and especially before they are actively speaking out, that they hold sacred space for themselves, they hold sacred space for what it is that they're doing, they hold sacred love for what it is that they are wanting to achieve, because then you carry that frequency into everything that you do. And it's the same if you are wanting to hold sacred space and hold sacred power in your own life, for the world, for the planet, for people, for yourself, for your family, for whatever it is. And I'm speaking, of course, more here on a global scale, that if we can hold sacred space for humanity and hold sacred space for the planet, that it's really needed. Sometimes when we learn to hold sacred space, we can begin to feel tension. And what I want to say about that is the reason why that's normal is because the energy that's coming up with that tension are all of the things that we have in our life that are not needed. They're all those extra things because when we make room, when we make space, we can allow more light into ourself, into our physical being. Our cells can absorb more light. So sometimes if it's challenging for you to get yourself into quiet space, into an aligned space, into this sacred space, just know that it's a really good thing because your body's frequency is showing you how much you're carrying, how many extra things you're carrying. Thought forms. Thought forms are just energy that are hanging out in your fields and all of these extra things that we put on ourselves. And those things need to be cleared and released. So you may know that I specialize in medical Qigong. And when I work with people as a teacher, as a vibrational coach, as a spiritual intuitive, I am always working on clearing with them. So teaching people how to clear their own energy. Because when we clear our own energy, we make space to allow in more elevated frequencies. And that's what we want. So I say this because some people say, well, this is really hard for me, or I'm overwhelmed right now, or I'm stressed and I can't do that. But that's a great message for you. It's a great message that if you're feeling that way, it's time to release. It's time to do some clearing. It's time to be able to get to that space where you're holding sacred space. Okay, so everything is a message. And some days it's really easy, and some days it's not so easy. And of course, the days where it's not so easy, it's probably when we need it the most. So just remember that when we are able to surrender and we're able to let go, we always make more room to receive. And when we make more room to receive, we elevate our energy so that we're then able to really support the things in our life, humanity, the planet, support the energy of that in a higher way, the things that we really want to support, instead of all of the things that maybe we think we have to support or we feel like we're juggling, but maybe we can let some of those things go and have a different perspective. Might take time, might happen instantaneously, but it's good to think about. So holding space and holding sacred space. You want to just begin to first tune into yourself. And, you can get comfortable. I always tell people, please, have an aligned posture, breathe, put your feet into the earth, align the center line of your body or this inner core of light. And use your breath. And sometimes I will tell people to place their hand on their chest. Sometimes I'll ask people to place their hand on their solar plexus, which is just in the center of their body. And sometimes you don't need to do that at all, but sometimes when we're able to just touch ourselves in a very gentle way, the warmth of our hands, which is filled with energy, sinks into our body. And we're able to breathe. So maybe if you would do that with me for a minute and just breathe. Just place your hands wherever they are comfortable for you, wherever they feel safe for you, and breathe. Don't worry about how you're breathing, just breathe. Breathe as relaxed as you can, as full as you can. And what you're wanting to experience is a state of relaxation and a state of peace and a state of letting go. Just see if you can breathe and feel your body sink in and get there. Can you just breathe and get there? Now that is more peace. That is sacred. That is alignment with peace and with sacredness. And that alignment with peace and sacredness is holding space. So holding space in yourself is holding space for the planet, for humanity, for whatever situation that you are wanting to hold space for. You find that feeling in yourself, you find that love in yourself, you find that peace in yourself. And then that is what you learn to tune into first. Because whatever you're tuning into first inside yourself is vibrating out through your fields and into the planet, into your environment, into whatever it is you focus on. So let me just go there for just a moment since we're there. When you tune into this beautiful space and you feel it, it begins to vibrate out into your fields. As it vibrates out into your fields, whatever you intentionally focus on magnifies that. With that said, if you are able to tune into your sacred space, to your peace, to your love, and then you choose to hold sacred space for humanity, let's say. I want to hold sacred space for humanity. I want to send love and light to humanity. I want to send peace. I want to send just an elevated vibration. You would hold that sacred space within yourself. You would hold that love in yourself for as long as you needed to really feel it and to feel that begin to vibrate into your fields. Then you would then focus on humanity. You would then focus on love for humanity, elevating the energy of humanity, of love, peace, whatever it is. So all still while you're holding this peace within yourself. So it's not like I change and I say, oh my goodness, now I'm focusing on humanity. I'm going to focus on humanity. No, I'm holding the space of peace within myself. I allow that to radiate into my fields. When I'm solid with that, I hold the intention of what it is that I want to focus on. And that intention automatically brings my energy forward into that. So that's why they have always said throughout history that whatever is radiating within you, whatever energy is vibrating within you, is what you are vibrating out into the world and what is attracting back to you through your vibration. So it always starts with us first, right? Some people will use tools to get into vibration. I was given this beautiful gift this week. It's a labradorite heart crystal. And so sometimes you might want to hold something that makes you feel peaceful if you're having a hard time getting into that state. Some people will use clearing, incense or sage, also given to me this week, which is just beautiful. I'm so grateful. And aromatherapy, you can spray your atmosphere. Sometimes we need to shift our vibration. Sometimes we just need to shift our space. Sometimes it's hard for people to go from one spot right into another spot. So you can spray, you can go, let's spray our space here a little bit, right? It smells so good. And then you just kind of begin to shift. It elevates your vibration. So you can use tools to help you. But ultimately, it's getting in tune with that love and being able to call that forth. So I hope that helped. If you haven't seen the last video, I'll link it below. Keep your questions coming. I love hearing from you. And This is a really good time. There's so much energetic shifting that's going on. There's so much expansion that's going on. And if we can stay focused on the expansion that's going on and stay out of all the other stuff that's coming up with that, we will be happier, healthier, much more powerful in ourselves and create beautiful shifts moving forward. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Please, if you have a comment, leave it. Let me know how this felt to you. And if you liked the video, please like the video because it then tells other people to come and learn. Have a great day. See you soon.